Hello, English 204 students. Welcome to part 2 of the Introduction to Using the Collaborative Wiki project. If things look a little different here, it's because Blackboard keeps crashing in my other browser. In fact, let me show you what that looks like. Here's what it looks like. So you can see this is not something that's very useful right now. And the reason I show that to you is that I'm not convinced that this one is working either. This should be how it looks for you. I've got the edit mode off, but I know that you guys can create your own pages. I've used the wiki tool in Blackboard before, and students have been able to create their own pages. But I do not see the button that says Create New Page, at least not in this edit mode off view. So I'm going to go over here and put my instructor view back on. And unless my browser crashes for me again, you should be able to see something that has a button on it that you also have. As long as Blackboard's not giving you guys a fit too. Okay, so it should look like this. Create Wiki Page. Right up here. So here's why you need to know that. I've got the home page started, and I've got my sample analysis page started for you guys to take a look at. I created those myself. I want you to create your analysis page, and I want you to create your sample text page. So, like I say, I assume you have already read the assignment prompt, and you know that you have to have this sample analysis page. So let me click on mine and take you there. This is where we left it, right? Okay. So it's not perfect, it's not complete, but we've seen some examples of how you can link. Okay. You need to create your own genre analysis page. I've already got mine together, so now I'm going to create a page for my sample text, for my sample syllabus. Here's how I do that. I go over to Create Wiki Page. It doesn't matter which page I'm at. I don't have to be at the home page. I don't have to be at my sample analysis page. I can be anywhere and create a new wiki page. I'm going to click here, and that gives me a new page. I have to give a name to this page, and I've given you guys instructions in the assignment prompt about how to title this page and your analysis page. For me, my genre is the syllabus, so I'm going to have syllabus sample text, okay? And I can scroll down. Now, let me say a word about cutting and pasting here. My recommendation is that you type up your sample document in a Word document or a Word file. You can type it up here as a draft. That's also just fine. It's up to you. It's up to you. Well, let me show you how I would copy and paste my sample document into this space. Okay. I'm going to click on my Word document that's got the syllabus for our class. It's an easy example for me here. Now, don't worry about those arrows and paragraph marks. I like to be able to see those things when I'm typing my own documents. It's just a thing you can toggle on and off in Word. It's not a problem with your view, okay? So, this is my document. Now, I could hold the keys. I'm a PC person, so I would hold Control A. It's Control A to select the entire document. And then I could hold Control C as in Caroline, in order to copy that to my clipboard, my computer's clipboard. Then if I go back to Blackboard, I put my cursor back here in the text area. I could hold Control V to try to paste it. I'm going to do that right now. Control V. Nothing happens. Control V. Nothing happens. Well, Aaron, why don't you just use this paste button right here? Your browser currently does not support this behavior. Now, I get that on every single browser I use with Blackboard. Maybe you'll have better luck than I do. But I don't have any luck copying and pasting like this. So here's what I do instead. I put my screen at about half visibility. And I take my other document and I make it at about half as well. Then I hold Control A again to select everything. And then I click and drag, click and drag. You can see my mouse has a little shadow and a plus box. That says I'm taking something from somewhere else and trying to put it over here. So I'm going to let go and see what happens. Alright, well, I've used some pretty funky formatting in my syllabus. I'm not surprised it shows up kind of funky over here. But hey, at least I've got something. And now I can get rid of some of these strange, spacings. And if I wanted to space it differently, I just add in some spaces. So you've got some options open to you. Okay? But keep in mind that, oh, hey, it's even got my box. You can't see it, but there it is. But keep in mind, you'll have to do some formatting adjustments too. That's okay, all right? At least you've got something here. The reason I suggest keeping it in a Word file as opposed to here, it's purely just for the sake of making sure I've got a backup copy saved on a hard drive or a jump drive, a flash disk, something other than just on Blackboard, because as you can see, Blackboard is sometimes glitchy with its wiki function. So that's my recommendation to you. All right, so let me pause here and remind you of what we've done so far. We've created a new page for the sample text. We've copied and pasted some material into it. I'm going to have to go back and format all of that, but hey, at least that's done. Now I'm going to submit this just so that I've got a draft of it saved. But the next thing I would suggest that you do is go back and double check the template. How should that sample text page on the wiki look? Well, so far I'm missing a heading for it. I do have the document copied and pasted, and I would need to copy and paste those links again. So the links to the home page, which I don't have added here, and a link back to my genre analysis page, and a link to the references page. Let's go back and add those. I'm going to click on syllabus sample text, and I'm going to edit the wiki content, edit the wiki page. Now I need to have a title here. I need to have the heading format selected. Syllabus sample text. And then I just have the sample here. Okay? Now I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, and yes, I need to change all of this, all right? I need to adjust all of that. But now I can add in the links, right? And I need to have that formatted as a particular kind of heading. And I'm going to insert a link within the wiki. So remember, I'm going to go over here and choose a wiki page. It's going to be the home page. I'm going to click submit. If I scroll back down, I have a link to the home page. Now that link to the home page should be formatted as a subheading, subheading 2. And it didn't make any difference here because I'm using a very unusual browser called Opera, not Chrome or Mozilla Firefox. But at any rate, I've got something started here. I'm going to click submit. And let's see if the link to the home page works. Blackboard is running mighty slow. Okay. Let's scroll down here, down to the very, very, very bottom. Ooh, that's a lot of information. Home page. Click. And we're back at home. Alright. So just to review what we've covered. We created a new wiki page. We've started with some of the formatting. We've copied and pasted by dragging and dropping the sample text from a Word document into the wiki. And we submitted to save that. Okay. So eventually you guys will be commenting on each other's work and helping to make it better. That's going to be coming up in a future weekly module. You'll be helping each other out in part by helping to edit pages too. So let me say a word about collaborative writing in the few minutes that I've got left here, because it's worth saying something about. That's essentially what we are doing together. We are creating this project together, and we will be doing some writing and editing together as well. So what's the point of collaborative writing? Why do it? First of all, it's everywhere. Communication is social. The myth of the great person getting all of their writing right at the same time, well, that's a myth. You'll see that my assignment prompt, it's a different version of what I had wanted to assign in the beginning. And I'm anticipating that you guys will have some questions about it, and I may have to adjust the assignment prompt as a result of that. And that is just fine. Writing doesn't have to be right the first time. So why should we do it? Well, first of all, the brain sees what it wants. You've written something down. How many times have you read back over it before you realize, oh, I had a typo there? You may never realize it. Getting feedback from other people can be a way to get unbiased, fresh perspective on your writing. And especially if you've got an expert or somebody else who knows something about the project who's giving you feedback, well, then it's worth having that person's unbiased and fresh perspective. When you write with other people, you're also learning from them about your subject and about writing itself. I learn a lot about my writing process by seeing some of my students kind of mess around with their own writing process. You also get more accomplished. We're going to be doing a lot in this wiki project together. And the fact that we can cover so many genres and find so many resources together, that's a good reason to collaborate. It would take a lot of time for just one person to do that alone. Why shouldn't you do it? To get out of work or to impose your way of doing something on someone else? That's not the goal. The goal of collaborative writing really is to produce a text that is superior to one you would have written individually. And the wiki tool on Blackboard really should allow us to collaborate as a class, review each other's contributions, and work collaboratively to make a better product in the end. So I hope you'll have fun with the project.